In a little while, you'll be seeing I'm suing the BBC for putting words in my mouth, literally. They put words in my mouth. They had me saying things that I never said coming out. I guess they used AI or something. So we'll be bringing that lawsuit. A lot of people are asking, when are you bringing that lawsuit? Even the media can't believe that one. They actually put terrible words in my mouth having to do with January 6th that I didn't say.
The BBC has been exposed once again for its fake, false and misleading coverage of Donald Trump. This time the BBC is back in the spotlight. Following revelations, the organisation knew it was providing false claims by suggesting that Donald Trump wanted to shoot a critic of his, Liz Cheney. Now, although the BBC acknowledged in an internal document that its coverage was inaccurate, the BBC has never issued a public correction to its viewers. But who is surprised by that? The BBC's false reports aired several times in the days leading up to the November 2024 election, but no correction. The Telegraph has revealed that an internal memo examining allegations of bias stated BBC News accepted that the Liz Cheney story was not covered accurately by the BBC, and the Editorial Guidelines and Standards Committee concluded errors were made on this specific issue. And as I mentioned, there was not just one report, there were several. During broadcasts on BBC World News America, one presenter claimed that Donald Trump, quote, appeared to suggest Liz Cheney should face a firing squad for her stance on foreign policy. Another presenter on BBC News Channel said to a guest, he, meaning Donald Trump, is out there on the campaign trail saying he wants people to shoot Liz Cheney in the face. Is that the sort of thing women react well to? It's not just the BBC. Media outlets around the world ran with this story, suggesting that Donald Trump is this violent psychopath. Here's CNN's coverage.
4 days out from Election Day, and former President Donald Trump is escalating his violent rhetoric, suggesting one of his most prominent critics, the former Congresswoman Liz Cheney, should be fired upon.
And so did Australia's mainstream media.
Donald Trump has been accused of using dangerous rhetoric after suggesting guns should be trained on the face of Republican critic Liz Cheney. The presidential candidate is now being investigated over whether he's violated death threat laws just days out from the election.
And what about Australia's taxpayer-funded media?
Donald Trump's comments about a prominent Republican critic have caused some outrage. Just tell us about those comments.
Joe, this has really overshadowed Donald Trump's Rust Belt push. He made comments with right-wing TV host Tucker Carlson about Liz Cheney, a former Republican congresswoman, but an outspoken critic of Donald Trump. And certainly there's no love lost between the two. But Donald Trump certainly took that acrimony a step further in that interview with Tucker Carlson, describing her as a very dumb person, a war hawk, and even raising the hypothetical, I guess, of her facing a firing.
Wow, all of those journalists, were they telling you the truth? No, they were once again lying to you. Judge it for yourself. This is what Donald Trump actually said about Liz Cheney, criticising her for pushing war.
She's a radical war hawk Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face. You know, they're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into the mouth of the enemy.
Yeah, so Donald Trump was describing Ms. Cheney as a war hawk who was advocating for sending soldiers into battle while she remained safely in DC. That was a point that he was making. It is no wonder that trust in the legacy media is at a record low, and it's no wonder that there are so many people who don't like Donald Trump in Australia because the media keeps misleading its viewers.